Right, we are going back to the allotment for the first time since the 17th of July. Today is the 26th of August because we've been travelling around Eastern Europe for 5.5 weeks, which has been awesome. But it means that the allotment got neglected. And I say neglected, we had a tame teenager and some wonderful in-laws looking after it for us while we were away. But obviously it's been really, really dry. Like really dry. So who knows what it's going to be like up there. So just for a bit of context, if you're new here, I'm new here. We got the allotment in May after being on the waiting list for 6 years. And by that time, 6 years is a while, we'd kind of given up on it ever happening. So we had this summer trip booked before we had any ideas we were going to have an allotment. So to leave it in peak harvesting nature's bounty time was quite difficult. But we've had an amazing trip, and we literally got off the plane at 11:30 this morning. It's now 2:30, 3 o'clock. We're just keen to get back and see what's happening. Hopefully, I've got some cabbages and that left. Some brassicas left under the nets. I was picking caterpillars and stuff off of those before we left. Hopefully I got enough that, and then, yeah, so we'll see. We're around the corner in a minute, see if we still have an allotment. See if I need to pay the money to the tame teenager. Right, so everything is looking very tired and a little bit haggard, but not as bad as I thought, maybe. I'm going to need to do some tidying up. But all my brassicas are doing all right, which is really good because I was really worried about them because I was picking up caterpillars off them for days and days and days before we went away, and I could just envision them being ravaged like the broccoli has been. Hang on, let me show the broccoli. Yeah, so just been skeletonized, and it was just about to start heading up, but it is now throwing up these little ones a bit like purple sprouting, so that should, if I give that a tidy up, we might still be able to use that in stir fries or something. There's a little courgette coming there. What else have we got? Lots of tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes in there. That courgette's pretty much over, but that broccoli's doing similar. That broccoli's doing similar stuff. Courgette in there. He looks nice. Some beetroot. More tomatoes. And the chard and the spinach and the kale, they're still keeping on. A few French beans. More tomatoes and some spinach. Herbs are knackered. Strawberries are trying to keep going but struggling. So I reckon a dose of water, a load of water. Hopefully it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get loads of that. And I think today we're just going to have a bit of a tidy up. I'm going to have a strim, and we'll make plans for September, I suppose. All those tomatoes. Well done, Hazy.
They smell really nice.
Show me your bag of tomatoes.
They smell gorgeous.
They're the same colour as your shorts.
Beautiful. It smells.
Bring me into golden sunlight. I'm going with you, and I will get to the other side. Sinking in, I know it's real life. Catching the breeze that moves through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
So Hazel is sat over there drinking beer while I do a bit, because we've been up since the equivalent of 3:30 this morning. It was 4:30 Croatia time, but obviously time differences. So she's just going to sit and drink some beer, and I'm going to run around each bed and take out anything that's over or not producing anymore, or it's just dead. Bit of weeding, and then kind of make some space for September, because we've got a load of plants coming in September. Yeah, and almost like a fresh start, blank canvas, and see what we want to keep and see what we want to be trying to keep going into the autumn. I should take some of the stuff off of this,
Yeah.
and then see where we go.
So it all looks pretty messed up to me. What's productive?
Well, I'm going to try and take some of these older leaves off of the broccoli.
What's been eating that?
That is cabbage white butterflies.
Oh,
But if I take that off, can you see how it's growing some little bits and pieces all the way around?
nice. So would that be good, like, what would you cook that in?
Stir fried and stuff. We've got leeks in here as well, so that'll make some room for those. And then we can have some purple Sprite in the stir fry or something, okay? Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Good. I think this could be the division of labour going forward, you know. You sat drinking beer and me doing the weeding. Sound good?
It's quite nice to watch.
Oh, everything's so dry, Hazy.
It's going to rain tomorrow.
So this courgette has still got some little fruits on it, but it's whether it's worth trying to keep it going. So like 2 tiny courgettes. I'll give it some rain forecast tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Bindweed always grows though. That one's not doing anything, so I'm just going to get rid of it.
Is it
Where the other ones are sending up more flowery stuff. That's just
too eaten?
just too dry and yeah, been too eaten. There's not enough going on. Same with this one, I think. And we'll just, yeah, they're pretty much gone down to the root as well. But that will give these leeks a bit more space as well. Oh, a couple of flowers coming on this courgette, Hazel. Couple of flowers. There's a couple of flowers coming on this courgette.
Hey, so that one's worth keeping.
Take a few leaves off, just give some space.
Yeah, looks like it needs more than.
So surprisingly, despite being smothered by courgettes and dry as hell, the leeks are surviving. Whether they're thriving or not, I don't know, but they're still there. And I think they're all still there. Maybe we've lost one, so that's pretty good.
Christmas dinner.
I hope they make it to Christmas dinner. Right, so I've tidied up the broccoli in that one, cut back some of those tromboncini courgettes. There's a few coming on there still, so hopefully they'll do something. And then I've taken some of the old dried horrible leaves and the bigger leaves off of that courgette, which is still flowering, and potentially it's got a couple of courgettes coming on it. So now onto this one. Did you fancy watering the beds behind me, like as I've...
Yeah, sure. I'll just finish with this.
Thank you. So, considering I haven't done anything that you're supposed to these tomatoes, you know, pinching out side shoots and feeding every other day and all of that, there's loads of them. And they're ripening up, so maybe it's just a weather thing. Maybe it's just like flowers, if you treat them horribly, maybe they just do their thing anyway. Nice to have a tidy up though. Hazel's going to come round and water in a minute.
Yeah, I'm just finishing a bit.
Finishing a bit.
It's nice to know though that it doesn't really need that much looking after. You know?
That's the cucumber definitely finished.
Oh.
We had a couple of it though. There were those round, were they crystal lemon or something they were called?
Yeah, they were like melon-like.
Yeah, they were really nice.
They're very tasty. I had one in my lunch.
So, we're going to need to get a knee pad. But I think these beetroot need pulling up to take home to eat.
Oh, I love beetroot.
And then I'll give this courgette a couple more days once we get some rain on it. Yeah, I might take a bit off here just to... There's no flowers or anything on that. It's coming to the end and we're going to want the space. So I think this is really useful because we'll get a bit more open space to know what we're going to go into in September when we get more plants and go into autumn, and we can just plan a bit better. Is in danger of just getting a little bit haphazard. So sorry? Yeah. Uh-oh. That's so dry. That's so dry, that courgette has just come up. I barely touched it and it's come up. So, I think that's probably it for the courgette. There is one on there.
Oh, that was lovely.
So earlier on in the season, this was producing more than we could eat. We had to give a load away. But look at that.
Well, we can go in the basket.
There we go. So while we're here, I might as well pick out these beetroots, which they've been in for ages. I think they've probably finished. They're nothing. A couple of nice ones there. They just haven't really done a lot. And by the time you peel that, there's nothing left on it.
No.
No.
We could probably still eat them in a salad.
Well, yeah, we've got plenty here.
Good.
Put those in your box with your...
Oh, yeah. Oh, basket. The allotment basket.
allotment basket. And then we might as well just see what's left of the last of these carrots.
Oh,
There's only like 4 in there.
Cut them out.
No, there's...
Oh, no.
So this is the plug plant carrots.
Oh,
And they've literally hit the end of the
no.
thing and stopped. And again, I know it's been so dry,
Oh, that's
but
sad.
that's clearly just been a barrier to growth of carrot. So you might as well just eat that if you want it.
Oh, thank you.
I'll have one.
Yeah, one each. Oh, they're so purple. Why are they so purple? What do you think?
They're really woody.
Not quite chewy.
Yeah, they've been in too long.
It's a
and
lovely
so dry.
colour, though.
It's a lovely colour, but it's not very good at all. So carrots as plug plants is a no-no. But it means that once this tomato finishes, this will be a whole bed ready for September. Right, so I'm just going to whiz through these last 2 beds. There's not a lot, there's some spinach, a few beans, most of it's still going. There's some carrots that aren't doing anything, I'm going to whip them out. And then once we've had some rain, I might think about moving some chard around. Just so it's all in one place, chard and spinach all in one place. I've got a really neat little book at home where I've planned everything out going forward, which kind of takes a lot of fun out of it for Hazel. But I think Hazel just going for it and me trying to plan stuff, somewhere will meet the middle ground. I am so pleased with my brassicas still going though. Thank you Gramps, thank you Nana Julie. Yeah, rocking. Thank you Emily for looking after the allotment as well. Yeah, mad. I was in Croatia this morning.